Oh. Wow, we've got sound.
Hey,
Hi.
we're back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
I'm Joe DeLoss, founder of Hot Chicken Takeover. Who are you?
Hey, Joe. Damn glad to meet you. Mike Sabora, founder of Late Night Slice.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
What are we doing here tonight?
I thought we were just writing cue cards because that was kind of fun for a minute. But you know what it is? It's not what the people paid for. So
what did they pay for?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Why don't we get going? So, guys, we were going to do, I think we cut out during the welcome, so we're going to do a really quick version of the welcomes and the kind of the intros and the explanations of what's going on, because I know we just want to get started here and get some pizza going, okay? So, thanks for the introduction, Joe. It's a pleasure to be here with you again. This is our, third/8th version of this. We've been doing it for 8 years, but this is our
third pizza kit.
This is our third pizza kit, right?
8th collaboration.
Yep.
Over 6 years.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, like during a pandemic,
Right.
we did the collaboration a few more times.
We did it twice, not for the money, but for the people,
Yeah.
Everyone was stuck in their houses. It was something to do. So here's the expectations for tonight. How about we do that? Tonight we're going to be making a pizzeria-style pizza, an 18-inch, ideally, pizzeria-style pizza using the ingredients and the tools that you guys have in your own kitchens.
And they put these X's on the ground for us to stand on. He just wants to spend Valentine's Day with me.
I know. Can we be a little closer? Our X's are too far away.
Oh man.
All right. So first things. I know. I can't. I don't want to be on my X. My X is so far. Here's what we're going to do first, everybody. Why don't you go preheat your ovens right now, because we're probably a little bit late on the preheating of the ovens. So why don't we do that? Everybody preheat your ovens right now to 475 degrees. That's going to be the first thing we do, because it's going to take your ovens a little bit of time to get up to that temp, all right? And by the way, small disclaimer here. Your ovens generally, unless they're cleaning themselves, aren't used to going to that temperature. So in the past, sometimes if you have a filthy oven, it might start cleaning itself and you might get some smoke detectors going off.
And some weird, just generally bad, weird smells.
Exactly. Weirder than you're probably used to, or you might be used to them. Who knows? Okay, so next we're going to go through what's in your box, all right? Because thank you, everybody, for going down to one of our locations, either one of the Hot Chicken locations or one of the Late Night Slice locations, and picking up these boxes. And we're going to go through what's in them right now.
You've taught me how to do this so many times, and I still screw it up time and time again. So
What part?
Lots of parts. Lots of parts. Let's do this.
Okay, so what you guys have in your boxes, obviously you have your hot chicken, right? You have your cheese. You have your dough ball, arguably the most important part of the evening,
Yeah, I'm just, you keep going. I'm going to have a pickle. I'm hungry.
You know what, why don't you go out after this and I'm going to start eating the chicken. That's my favorite part. The hot chicken pickles here, awesome. 2 things of the Hot Chicken Takeover ranch.
Clutch.
Fan favorites. You have some Hot Chicken Takeover oil right here. Or paste, I'm sorry, you call it the paste, right?
We call it paste because oil makes it sound
doesn't want to,
oily.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We don't want oil, we want paste.
And that's our warm paste.
That's warm. All right, so don't worry about
Which is also what the chicken is tossed in. The warm paste. Medium-ish heat.
Not gonna burn you. Not gonna burn you tonight.
Yeah, this pizza's hot enough.
It's hot. It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's sneaky hot.
Yeah.
We got some flour right here, and then these little late night slice cups here. These are just kind of your to dip your stuff in a little bit later. So keep these off to the side. They're gonna be fun. Last thing, you got some garlic, some granulated garlic here, and some plates for the true Late Night Slice experience, and a little bit of a last-minute addition. We added these. We had these commemorative stickers.
I was pleasantly surprised with the sticker.
Right?
I didn't expect it. I opened the box and I thought, that's good.
We thought, what can we do for the 8th/3rd annual Valentine's Day pizza making Hot Mikey's Takeover extravaganza, and we're like, why don't we give everybody a sticker that they can paste on a stop sign?
And it's us in a rock band.
Yep.
And it's a chicken with drumsticks.
Yeah. On fire.
Yeah.
Flaming drumsticks.
Flaming drumsticks. It's weird on a few levels, but it works.
Okay, the last thing you
Just
guys
like
have in
this
your boxes,
collaboration.
just like this whole thing. The last thing you guys have is this piece of, it's called parchment paper. Parchment paper is paper that you can bake with. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna need to set your box aside and then put the parchment paper down on whatever flat surface you're gonna be working on. I trust by now that everybody has preheated your ovens, so make sure your ovens are preheated to 475. And quick thing before we start, whenever I make pizza,
It's more frequently than me.
which is more frequently than you, but not as frequently as you'd expect these days. I like to start with any kind of beverage. So if you all are so inclined, make sure you have some kind of beverage. Drop whatever you're drinking in the comments section, because I'd like to know what you're drinking along with Joe and I. Joe has
Berry LaCroix.
That's a black it's a raspberry LaCroix. And I'm trying one of the Topo Chico hard seltzers. So those are excellent choices. And they can also double, as we found out last year, as utensils that you very well may need. If in your adult kitchens, and I'm assuming you're all adults here, you don't have 3 things that you're gonna need to complete the task tonight. One of those things is a rolling pin. You're gonna need one of these. Now, it doesn't have to be this size. If you just have a simple rolling pin, that's all you need. Now, if you don't have a rolling pin, as I alluded to a moment ago, you can use a can of beverage. You can use a wine bottle, if you're so inclined. You can use anything long and cylindrical. Enter jokes. Here, I can see you laughing.
I'm not going to insert any jokes.
No jokes.
No jokes from me.
Okay, the other thing you're going to need.
You could use a bottle of unicorn sauce, now available at Kroger's.
Over 54 Krogers.
Over 54 Kroger locations. You really commercialized it this year. You got socks, you got bottles of sauce.
I'm wearing the available merch right here, so, yep. Okay, so we got our
a rolling pin.
We're also going to need some kind of spoon, like a ladle. All right. So some kind of it can be like a slotted or not, just some kind of ladle to spread the oil.
We're fully set up with the slotted spoon we need.
Yep. We're gonna have to grab that from the Late Night Slice Kitchen.
From the Late Night Slice Kitchen,
which is right back here. The only other thing you're gonna need is some kind of device to cut your pizza. We happen to have pizza cutters here because, why wouldn't we? And you might just have a big knife, and that's kind of all you need sometimes is just a big knife to cut your pizza. So, okay, so those are the 3 things we're gonna start with here. Is the flour.
So already screwed it up.
You got a little bit of flour here. If this isn't enough, perhaps in your adult kitchens you have flour of your own, so you can spread a little bit of the flour. You don't need a lot, just a couple pinches.
Can you Salt Bae it?
You can Salt Bae just like that.
It doesn't really work.
If you want to get it all over you.
It's just on my arm now.
Call that man flour.
Flour Bae.
All right, a little bit of flour there. Cool.
And we need to keep the flour accessible for this.
Yep, because you're gonna need a little bit. You're gonna need a little bit twice. Okay. So next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna open our dough ball. And what I don't want you guys doing is getting all excited and start mashing your dough ball like a old school Italian pizza maker. Don't start kneading the same because this is what they call a pre-proofed dough ball. All right.
You take that. I'm gonna take your trash.
So a pre-proofed dough ball means it's already risen the second time, and you don't need to knead it again, because if you do, it's going to get all these little like cross fibers, all the gluten fibers that it's just got done creating through the process of yeast and all that other fun stuff. It's gonna bind those all together and knot them up, and then it's going to make the dough ball practically impossible to work with. So however it comes out of that package, which if you look like mine, it came out in almost a perfect circle. Joe's pretty damn close to a perfect circle. Just that's how it should lay on the parchment paper. Okay, so what we're going to do is now that it's on the flour, you're going to take a little bit more of your flour and just put that on top.
Did you just use it all?
I used mine, but they didn't give me a lot in this last one. I may have to borrow some. Just spread it around top. Spread it around top. Pat down. Like what I like to do is with 2 hands, just like this. It's kind of like a golf.
Like Jay-Z.
Yeah, like Wu-Tang. Just press down with 2 hands. Also, if you have any jewelry on, you may want to take it off. That includes watches, wristbands, rings, anything. They're going to get covered in flour. All right. So now's the time. Now you're going to pick that dough ball up, and you're going to flip it over. And you should have some flour on it. Just make sure the flour is covering everything. Like I say, you don't need a ton of flour. And by the way, this is an 18-ounce dough ball. No, I take that back. This is a 22-ounce dough ball.
So that, and we're making an 18-inch pizza?
Correct. So
except I did see some on Instagram that have already been made that were more like 8 inches.
They were
pretty thick. They were calzones, hot chicken calzones out there.
They didn't get as wide as they probably could have.
Very small pan.
But there's a general rule for making pizza at home, and the rule is about 1 ounce per inch you plan to make. So if you go to like Trader Joe's or Giant Eagle or Kroger and you buy a dough ball that's 12 ounces, you can expect approximately to make a 12-inch pizza. If it's 16 inches, 16-inch pizza. This is a 22-ounce dough ball, but what we do is we make an 18-inch pizza with a 22-ounce dough ball because we like a little bit of a thicker crust. So it's a loose rule, but a loose rule of thumb is ounce per inch. Again, we're trying to teach you guys things that not only you can make with the late night slice ingredients, should you be so inclined to do so, but also if you want to just go and make pizza at any time during your private life.
That's a pretty helpful tip. Did you just learn that? Because we've done this for years, and you've never said that before.
I thought I've said that before.
Don't listen to you.
I'm going to go back and listen to every single pizza tape we've ever done. Okay, so right now we are at phase 1 of getting our dough to be about 18 inches. And the cool thing about this piece of parchment paper, it's 18 inches by 18 inches. So what we want at the end of this quick piece of the lesson is for the dough to be touching the sides and the top and bottom of the parchment paper. So ideally, now if it's shorter, that's okay. Some of you are just doing this for the very, very first time. When you get hired at Late Night Slice and you're training to make pizza, this takes over a week. We take over a week to train our paisans, as we call them, to make a dough ball into, and we're going to do this in like 10 minutes, all right? So this is, don't feel bad if you mess it up. I want to see your pictures. Post those online under Hot Mikey's Takeover, hashtag Hot Mikey's Takeover, is that right? Okay. All right, so anyway, we got our pizza, and our dough ball is about almost twice what it was when we took it out of the package. So continue just pressing down. I like to use a rocking motion, put 2 hands kind of together like this, and just use a rocking motion. Now, what we're not going to do is we're not going to push out. We're not going to push. We're just going to rock, all right? So we're just going to rock it. We're not going to push it, okay? We're just essentially pressing down. Now we're going to flip that over again. Make sure we are floured on all sides. Okay, so now, like I said, the dough ball should be approximately 12, maybe 13 inches right now.
Should I be worried about air bubbles?
No, air bubbles are perfectly normal.
Okay.
They create those really cool little like crusty pieces on your crust, so don't worry about air bubbles. Okay,
all right.
How's everybody doing out there? At this point, we drink.
Cheers. And now the rolling pin?
Now,
we haven't had such sophisticated technology in here. I know. All the times we've done this.
No. You know, actually,
I'm going to be successful this time.
There has been always a rolling pin, but sometimes we've only had one, which has forced us
to share.
Well, for one of us to be creative with a cylinder, so I think I did it with a bottle of wine last time. If I can, I don't know if we have one here.
I think there's a bottle. You got bottles over there.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I'll use this. You know what we do have at the Late Night Slice Kitchen? booze.
There you go.
All right, so in case you don't have a rolling pin in your adult kitchen, but you probably, listen, if you don't have a rolling pin,
you definitely have
a bottle of vodka. So what you want to do is grab your rolling pin or your bottle of booze and
roll.
Just roll. And try to get the angles like you would a clock. So you get 11, you get 2, you get 4, you get 7. Go for the 3s and the 9s. Maybe a 12 and a 6, you know, however you're feeling. That's kind of funny. If you don't have a rolling pin, you definitely have a bottle of booze.
Accurate.
All right, how's everybody doing out there? If you're needing help,
geez, all this merchandised sauce is just getting in my way.
Well, at least it wasn't a candle.
That's very true.
If anybody's having trouble for any reason, if you need assistance, just leave a comment in the comments section, and we'll try to address it on the fly here. Okay, so now that we've gotten to this point, this should be about twice as big as the last step we were at. All right, so your dough ball should be approximately like 15 to 16 inches right now.
Oh man,
we're getting there, dude.
That's pretty good.
That's damn good. Everybody, check out Joe's dough there. Now, there's two options. There's 2 ways to go here at this point. For those of you who are not feeling ambitious, and you feel like you've got your dough as far as you want to take it, and you don't want to mess it up from there, you are more than welcome to stay where you're at. What you're going to do is, if you have a dough that looks approximately like Joe's, like you're about 2 inches from all the sides here, it's still a fantastic looking, like what they call it, a shell. You're welcome to just leave it there, and we can skip the next step and we can start topping. Now, for those of us who are adventurous.
I've done this enough. I'm excited about this part.
This is Joe's favorite part. For those of you who are adventurous and want to pick the dough ball up, at this point, I'm going to teach you guys how to stretch it with your hands. Now, we're not going to start flipping this thing everywhere, and I'm not going to cover all your kitchens with flour. But what I will do is I'm going to tell you how to pick the dough ball up and stretch it. And what you're going to do, and this is for right-handed people, left-handed people do this in reverse. All right, what I do is I like to put the pizza over my left hand, and then with my right hand, what I do is I stretch it, and I'm showing you without the dough on my hand, and I'm going to show you with dough here in a second. With my index finger and my thumb, I stretch the sides out and put it over my hand, and then I grab more dough, stretch it out with my index and thumb, put it over my hand, and this is what it looks like when I have the dough on. So you have your left hand, or your let's say your non-dominant hand, is going to be no pointy fingers. It's going to be a little bit limp. All right, you want the dough to hang over your hand, kind of like that, and then you're going to grab with 2 fingers at the edge. Don't worry about the middle. The middle will take care of itself because of the weight of the dough, and you're going to put it over your hand. And you're going to grab 2 more and just grab the side, just like that. And you're just going to repeat that. And what that's going to do, that's going to stretch that dough ball out. So once again, you're grabbing it and then putting it over. All right? So we're going to go real slow, just like that.
Oh, I was going too quick.
If you don't want too pointy of fingers, you don't want to poke holes in this or anything. I'm not going to use the flaccid hands joke because I feel that's overplayed.
It's overplayed.
It's way overplayed.
It's overplayed. We're past that.
I think we're better than that.
We are better. We've matured.
Grown up. We've matured. That is arguable. Okay, now when you're at the shop and you see us doing it, it goes something like this. So this is how we do it when you're at the shop. So this is, when you get good at it, you go like that, right? This is when you see people actually doing this at the shop. Okay, so I'm guessing now right here you can have a dough hanging off your 2 hands if you want. Try to get it equal. So the dough is hanging just like this. So it's equidistant on both sides. Kind of see that, everybody?
Oh,
so the dough is off both sides. It's kind of like hanging equally off both sides, all right? And what you want to do then is just stretch it, kind of with the back of your hands. Just give it a light stretch. You're not gonna if you're not gonna be too aggressive. All right, and then at that point, kind of just let one hand hold the dough, grab it on the other side. So you're kind of grabbing the other 2 ends of it, and just give it a little stretch. All right, and then let one hand go. With that hand, grab it on the middle there, and just keep going like that.
Pizza Master has some holes in his crust.
That's okay.
Look at this over here.
All right, we're going to teach it. You know what? I did that on purpose.
I jumped ahead. This is a teaching moment.
This is a teachable moment.
Everybody get in on this one right here.
So, whoa. So
pizza master.
At some point, your dough should kind of look like that. You know, you don't have too many. I got a couple holes here, and I'm going to show you guys how to repair those. But then you put that down on your parchment. It should be pretty damn close to touching all the sides. If not, that's okay. We can always stretch this out a little bit later. All right. So if you're not touching all the sides, don't worry about that. Now, if you happen to have a hole or two, here's what I want you to do. If you have your dough, just simply give it a pinch. All right. Just give that hole just a pinch. You can flip it over if you want. Pinch it from the bottom.
I don't need to pop my bubbles?
Nope, don't pop your bubbles. Certainly don't do that. All right, I'm going to give mine's just a little bit, so I'm going to give mine a little bit more of a stretch here. When the dough ball is cold, it tends to be more elastic. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to give mine a little bit more of a stretch because I want to get mine to the edges of this parchment paper. All right, so I think we're going to be pretty good.
Looks good.
There we go. Now, the thing about pizza dough is it is elastic. So if you happen to get it bigger, all right, then all you got to do is give it a little shake and it'll come back together. Okay? Okay. So now we got our pizza. Hopefully it is at an agreeable size for what you want. Joe's, yours looks amazing, man.
I'm third year, collaboration, 6 years of charm.
You are hired.
Hired. I'm ready.
We need people right now.
Welcome. It's a hell of an operating environment.
Can you make pizza? Yeah. Okay. So at this point we have our dough. It's at an agreeable size for what we want, and we're going to go to the topping side of things. And I think the first thing we do is the hot chicken paste, right?
Yeah. So this is.
I'm going to let you explain while I get our spoons here.
Yeah, you get our spoons. So this is our warm seasoning, which we mentioned. So this is a blend of kind of like a medium heat level cayenne pepper that's blended with a handful of other seasonings that we mix up as this paste. And so make sure your lid's on there really, really good first and give that a little bit of a shake. If your lid's not on there and you do this,
you're going to have an angry significant other.
100%. So here's the deal. Once you get that off, carefully open that lid. Now, keep in mind, this is there's a lot of cayenne pepper in here. And so if this gets on your skin and you touch your eyes, you touch your nose, your mouth.
You go to the bathroom.
You go to the restroom. It's just not going to end well. Yeah. So you just pay attention.
Sure.
Especially if you got contacts, it's a terrible.
Whenever handling anything hot, careful what you touch
that's
next.
part of our training.
Yeah.
As we're onboarding folks, is to make sure they know the heat associated with this. So you're going to get some additional sauce on this. And so here's a choice. You can spiral, you can dump and ladle. I don't know. Do what you're feeling.
You can spread with the hands. You can finger paint.
You can, but given my early advice, that would be a terrible idea. So I'm gonna go for the spiral, and you're gonna go for whatever you go for.
I'm gonna go for the dump and pray.
The dump and pray.
Oh, Joseph.
And you want to get that up about an inch from the crust. If you so choose, and just fill it in. You don't want to go too close to the crust because we have other magic that's going on there. Yes. I think I'm going to ladle. I didn't get my sauce distribution right.
So when you have your paste, then what I like to do is a series of little spirals, happy spirals. This is the
Bob Ross.
This is the joy of pizza making segment of the episode here, is where we have the joy of painting. Look at that. Just do little happy spirals. Happy little spirals.
I know, because we're doing this on Valentine's Day, sometimes we're also changing the shape of this pizza into a heart.
Yeah.
Did we miss the window to do that?
No.
If people are feeling
No.
adventurous and extra romantic as they eat their hot chicken pizza.
If you have
Valentine's
decided
Day,
that this is how you're going to spend your Valentine's Day,
you better put it in a heart.
you better make your pizza into a heart. So we'll get to that here in just a moment.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that we didn't lose it because it is the reason for the season.
It is the
Heart-shaped spicy pizza.
Yeah. Yep, that's why we're here.
That's why we're here. Do you want me to go ahead and start talking ranch?
Yeah, go ahead.
So you've got 2 ranches with you. One of those ranches is going to be used as a topping after that pizza comes out of the oven. The other ranch actually serves as a base. And so this is Hot Chicken Takeover's house ranch. It's a buttermilk ranch. We make it every day in the restaurant. Oh. It's delicious. And I think what's interesting is it's got a viscosity that's like, it's a little thin, it's fresh. Yeah. It's not that thick kind of gargantuan ranch that people are used to. It's pretty good. The only time I eat ranch is every year when we do this collaboration. It's just, I'm not a ranch fan. But people swear by our ranch, and I am 100% comfortable with it on this pizza.
That is a well-known fact. That is a little-known fact.
Little-known fact, and including in the collaboration video when you made me squirt ranch in my mouth.
You guys remember the Dumb and Dumber thing?
That was great.
Pete. Remember that? Yeah, that was...
it was disgusting.
I love ranch, and that was a little much.
Yeah, that was a lot. So similar here, you can go swirl, you can go spiral, you can
dump and
pray. And you can use, it's an important element to dial down the heat. So get as much on there as you can.
Yep. I think I'm going to do a spiral here.
Let me do a spiral. I feel like it distributes well. And I'm gonna save some ranch in my cup because I know how much the crew here loves ranch. And I'll just save a little extra for them afterwards.
You don't want to load it up on this first one.
Yeah, and I didn't get my distribution well either, so I'm gonna.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about these type of ingredients. When you heat them up, they spread out. So just like shredded cheese, if you have a spot on your pizza that is not quite as cheese heavy as you'd like, it'll spread out a little bit because it melts. Okay. Now what you guys want to do is you want to leave about, I would say about 1.5 inches. You want to leave 1.5 inches of crust, all right? Because the crust is going to be a really important part of this whole thing. And that's, I think, one of the best parts about a late night sliced pizza is the crust.
Especially with the garlic sauce and the extra garlic.
Exactly.
You guys do it really, really well. You went heavy ranch.
I did. I went heavy ranch.
You went hard.
Which is, that was my nickname in high school.
Heavy ranch.
Heavy ranch.
It's very Midwest.
Yep.
We don't need these anymore.
Tell me your secrets. How do you make your ranch? I gotta know. I just noticed we have our guests here tonight. We have Concrete Kitty. We have Tiny Mike, and Saucy the Unicorn.
Saucy the Unicorn. And that's wearing vintage socks.
That's wearing vintage 80s socks and sandals. And shameless plug, these are our new this is our new merch, Sex, Drugs, and Pizza. So, buy it. Buy some stuff.
Buy some ranch and some sauce.
Buy some stuff. Okay. All right, we got our ranch down, we got our paste down. Let's go cheese now.
Cheese.
Oh, by the way, I'm gonna if you guys do want to make the heart shaped, here's how to do it. All right. It's a pinch and a pull. All right? A pinch and a pull. All right, so here's how you make the heart-shaped pizza. First, it's kind of just as easy as pushing the middle down a little bit. You want to put to the top.
That's more like a push, not a pinch.
Yep. It's a push and a pinch. Just pull your 6 o'clock. And then you just want to kind of push down your noon. See? Simple as that. Might be a little easier.
And then pull your 2 and your 10.
Yep.
How long can we continue the clock?
Good
clock
references.
instruction.
You got
7,
6, 4.
I'm always impressed with the flavor of your cheese.
Thank you.
And so why don't you tell me a little bit about your cheese?
Well, so before you go spreading the whole thing on, sample the cheese. Here's something about the late night sliced cheese. And here's something about Ohio-style pizza. And I bet you guys didn't know that there is actually a Ohio-style pizza. Now, Ohio-style pizza is what would traditionally be considered, like your Donato's, your Massey's. It's the, if you're from Dayton, it would be the Marion's style, where it's edge-to-edge toppings, cracker-thin crust, and it's cut, what they call party cut, and that's into squares, which is unusual in almost every other part of the country. Now, another defining factor of an Ohio or Midwest-style pizza is the cheese blend that we use, and this is a flavor profile that if you grew up in this area, you're automatically used to, but you'd never really know it. And that is a mozzarella and provolone blend. So if you taste the cheese that we use, Late Night Slice has always used a traditional Midwest-style pizza cheese blend, which is provolone, which is, I would say provolone's probably like a, it's definitely a drier, more of like a...
salty.
Yeah. It doesn't have a very, like, it doesn't have a lot of moistness to it. Sorry, everybody out there, about the terminology.
The moist word.
The moistness.
Yeah.
Moistness.
It's a no-no in our house, too.
I know.
Don't use it.
Anyway, try it. Also, what you'll taste is a very low moisture mozzarella.
Can we Salt Bay the cheese?
You know what's funny? Yeah. You're doing it.
It's not working very well. It's actually working better.
I want to point out the team back here real quick, because you guys actually brought somebody on to just mute my mic while I chew, right? Is that right? they're actually like,
he's a gross chewer.
Yeah,
he's a gross
evidently
chewer.
I chew like a cow, and I can't be trusted to not chew like unacceptably for our little cast here. So anyway, appreciate the effort, fellas.
So the cheese distribution, you also want to keep that up away from the edge, right?
Yep. Like I said, you want about an inch and a half.
You got goodies. You got goodies for that crust coming soon.
We got all kinds of good stuff coming for the crust. This is 8 ounces of cheese. We use 8 ounces of this cheese blend. So that would be about, a cup?
I have no idea.
Yep.
Though a lot of my cheese fell elsewhere on the plate.
It did.
So I feel...
If you're going for a light pizza...
Yeah, I'm going to save some of that.
You can just throw your cheese wherever the hell you want.
I'm going to save some of those scraps.
Boom. Bam. Okay, how's everybody doing? All right, any issues, any problems, anything that you want to talk about? Let us know now in the comments section. We're checking that stuff. And somebody is supposed to be telling us if there's issues going on. I think Jason's on TikTok right now.
Nope. Let's just keep going. It seems like we're doing okay.
Looks like we're doing all right. All right, so now we're going to the chicken. Everybody's favorite part.
So this is, again, our
oh, you know what? We forgot one thing. We forgot the Maz Mac. The Maz Mac people. Those of you who decided to purchase the Maz Mac edition, now is the time that you would grab your mac and cheese and you would dollop it all over as you're
kind of like
inclined.
Yeah, like small household spoon.
Like half a tablespoon, more than a teaspoon, a spoonful.
I think a tablespoon is inappropriate. Tablespoon is about that much.
Yeah. And just put that all around the pizza. Like I said before, it's going to melt, it's going to spread, so don't worry about your placement necessarily. Now, this also, we have those of us in our viewing audience who bought the vegan version of this as well. So shout out to all the vegans out there. The reason we haven't called you guys out first, because you're using almost the exact same ingredients. You're using a vegan ranch. You're using
and you're using our nugs.
The nugs, which are
vegan. Nugs. Delicious.
The paste is already vegan. The dough ball's vegan. So vegans, you're essentially following the exact same recipe as the traditional one.
Yeah, and so this chicken that we do, this is marinated for almost a full day.
Yep.
Has a delicious flavor inside, and then we toss it with the warm. Yep. But as you can probably tell, it hits a little spicier because it's just such a small little baby piece.
Is this a little guy?
A little baby piece.
Is that the little guy?
This one's a little big, so I'm gonna eat this.
You can't be trusted.
So distribute your chicken as you see fit.
Yep.
Or your nugs, or your Malls Mac.
I would say one of my favorite parts of this is eating all the ingredients before they go on the pizza.
even cold. It's just so delicious.
It is.
It's kind of like a Lunchable, like the Lunchable pizza
Yeah.
kits. If you're a child of the 90s, an adolescent of the 90s.
Yep.
I mean, this one's too big.
You need to
Who cut?
Who said it? You got to tear that one apart. Man, this is too much. It's too much chicken.
Which really,
I'm gonna have to eat it.
all right. I'm about set on my distribution. What about you?
I'm good. I'm looking great. I'm running out of places to put chicken, so I'm just gonna eat this last piece as a quality control measure.
All right. I just want to get it just right, All right.
All right, we're looking fantastic with the circular, traditional style pizza here. We're looking good with the Valentine's Day heart-shaped pizza. Next thing we're gonna grab is our granulated garlic here. This little guy right here. Now, what you wanna do with this, all late night sliced pizzas contain granulated garlic. This is dried granulated garlic. What I consider nature's MSG. Makes everything better.
Every year.
Every year.
Same joke?
Same joke. It's not really even a joke. It's just how it's just
Why don't you try the Salt Bay?
All right,
The Garlic Bay.
the garlic bay.
Nice job.
Thank you. Look at that distribution right there. All right, you can use as much or as little of this as you want.
I go hard.
I go hard with the garlic because what this adds, not only flavor, and this is why we use a dried product, because it also adds crunch to the final product. And that's what we like, is having a little bit of garlicky crunch to our pies.
Fun fact about garlic. During our first year of operations in the pop-up over in Old Town East, every single social media post we had, there was a guy that said, "What about some hot garlic chicken?" Every single thing.
Yeah.
He commented, and it got to a point where it was a little much. Yeah, it was first block on social media was garlic guy. Everybody on the team knew him as garlic guy. We've never met him. But
Are you out there, garlic guy?
are you out there?
Are you out there?
If you are, let us know, because we got a guy over there that'll probably block you.
He's probably so happy with the garlic right now that he's not even listening.
So happy. He's so happy. I'm just going to use it all.
Okay, last thing we got is one of the late night sliced garlic containers right here. So what we want to do is shake that up, give it a good shake before you open it. Remember, and I see this scrolling across the screen right now, that the unicorn sauce and garlic sauce are now available at Kroger. All right, so
in 54
Kroger locations, get out there and get your garlic sauce get your unicorn sauce. And if you post these online and tag Late Night Slice in them, you might get something sent to you that is fun and exciting and free. All right, so let us know you went out and got that stuff.
Oh gosh.
Okay, so what you want to do is you just want to open that just a little bit.
I opened mine too much.
You don't have to go crazy with it, but just a little bit. And we're going to pour a little bit of a lime that. We're going to do that, right? You might want to do it from the top and the bottom, or like poke a hole or something like that. There you go.
Oof.
Poke a little bit of hole in the top, and then there it is.
That's the pro move.
And then you just want to give it a nice little drizzle right on the crust. And you want to stay in the middle of the crust. Now, if you're doing this at home, outside of this event and you don't have garlic sauce, if you haven't yet
Gone to Kroger
and purchased your bottle of garlic sauce, the Late Night Slice specialty garlic sauce, you can use olive oil. You can use, pretty much any oil you can. And what we like to do is just drizzle that right across the crust, and it makes the crust oily and crispy and delicious. It's really awesome. So anyway, that's one thing that's a hallmark of Late Night Slice pizzas is that oil-baked crust. It just makes it awesome. Okay, so now we're going to be getting to a tricky part of our...
this is my favorite.
This is the tricky part of the evening here. So this is when we take the pizza and the parchment, and we're going to put it into the oven. And here's how we're going to do this. So I want you to grab your pizza box that you set aside. Now, if you have like a pizza peel in your home, in your adult kitchen, now a pizza peel is one of those big wooden paddles. All right, they call it a peel, P-E-E-L. And if you have one of those, you're welcome to use it. If not, here's what I suggest. Take your box, all right, and at the top of your box, at the top that's closest to the Late Night Slice and the Mikey's thing, you got two little tabs there, okay? So put your tabs right on your counter, and with your hips, kind of hold the box there.
Cue the Shakira music.
No hands, all right? And then pull your pizza onto the box, like so.
Oh, nice.
Right? So now you have your delivery vessel, all right? And what you're going to do is you're going to do the opposite of that in your oven. So what you're going to do is we're going to pretend we're in the oven here, and we're going to get down to it, and then we're going to, at the top of this, pull right into the oven, okay? I'm going to demonstrate
I'll hold.
here.
You get your oven ready.
All right. So this is the Late Night Slice test kitchen oven. It is 3,000 years old. It was the very first oven that is ever made. It's
also did a cameo as the furnace in Home Alone.
It also did the cameo as the furnace in Home Alone. Exactly.
So fun about the last time we did this and did this video, everything caught fire in this oven.
Yep.
I think we dialed in the heat, maybe even a little better. Where should these racks be on this oven?
I would say if you're doing one pizza, right in the middle is perfectly fine. All right,
if you're doing two,
you're gonna pull your rack out. I would say top and bottom then. Cool. Once you get it mostly in, you can kind of, don't burn yourself. Ah, damn it. Okay. So we got the top one in there.
I really love the rust flavor from this oven on my pizza.
That's the mark of a good pizza oven.
The rusty
burn.
burn.
Do you want to put this in, or do you want me to?
Why don't you go ahead? I don't know if I'm covered under your workers' comp.
All right. So we got our pies in.
Paisan.
All right. Now you're gonna set your timer for 10 minutes. Okay. So set a timer for 10 minutes, and in this 10 minutes, I'm gonna set my own timer. Hey Siri.
Or any number.
Set a timer for 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
All right. Now, it may be 12 minutes. It may be 9 minutes, but it's right around 10. So we're gonna check on that in a few minutes just to make sure things aren't going crazy in there.
I mean, in the meantime, maybe we should talk.
I was just gonna sit here and we're gonna stare awkwardly at our phones for 10 minutes.
And
that was
now,
my idea.
And now 10 more minutes of miming. Mikey, so I know one new thing you have going on.
Yeah.
Are that your sauces are available in 54 Kroger locations?
If you guys haven't heard, the Late Night Slice sauces, unicorn and garlic sauce, are available right now in over 54 Krogers in the Central Ohio area.
Do you have anything else going on aside from these sauces that you're schlepping?
Our sauces are available in 54 Krogers.
Great.
54.
Let me tell you about what's happening at Hot Chicken Takeover. We have not quite yet got our sauce in a bottle, but we will someday. You're always welcome to buy pints in our restaurants. available at all 6 Hot Chicken Takeover locations. But infomercial aside, we are really excited because we have a lot of growth and expansion coming up.
Yep.
Not quite ready to talk about it, but Hot Chicken is growing, our team is growing, and that's really exciting.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Love to hear that. Likewise with Late Night Slice, our sauces are available in over 54 countries. We have, what's going on with Late Night Slice? We got a new location opening any day now, really, in Old Town East.
Old Town East, right? Right down the street where Hot Chicken began.
Started, exactly. So that's really exciting. We've been in there almost every day putting the finishing touches on there. So those of you in the Old Town East area, like, get excited. Like, this is not only is like, it's a source for some really damn good pizza, but it's just a cool place to hang out. And if you've been to any of the other Late Night Slices, it's all about experience for us. You know, we sell pizza and booze. It's the world's 2 favorite things. So for us, it's all about the experience and what we can do around the world's 2 favorite things. So get excited about that. And for those of you who are listening to us right now, you guys, we consider you our inner circle. So pay attention to our socials, because those are going to be where we drop the friends and family nights, the sneak previews. Those are going to be the nights where we invite you to come out and sample some stuff for us, you know, probably almost for free most of the time. Because we want you to, I'm not going to promise anything, but, you know, maybe. But those
did say almost.
almost
for free. If you buy a bottle of our sauce that's
available in 54
Kroger locations.
So anyway, be excited about that. We got, you know, if you guys have been to our location at the Hollywood Casino, we got some big news coming with that here pretty soon, which we're really excited about. Shout out to our teams who did an awesome job, who are, you know, holding everything together. That's, I would say, both of our teams, right? Not only the ones that are here right now helping us out, but the whole Late Night Slice ecosystem.
Same.
Yep.
The whole Hot Chicken fam.
Yeah, exactly.
It's been a long couple years.
Sure has, you know.
Well, I mean, usually we open this up, we talk to some of our guests that are joining us. And so while you're waiting for your pizza, drop a question in the comments.
Yep.
If you'd like Mikey and I to address one thing or another, and somebody helping us out today will read a question to us. Yep. And we'll answer. What's your favorite thing to mime?
Oh, gosh. I mean, my favorite thing to mime for me is a drowning in a bathtub. I mean, that for me, that's the best it gets from me.
Are there any other questions? I'm not going to ask another one to this guy, this sociopath.
On Valentine's Day.
On Valentine's Day.
What do your wives think of the 2 of you spending Valentine's Day together?
All right. The question was, what do our wives think of us? Again, that we've chosen to spend Valentine's Day with each other as opposed to them. I'll let you start.
She asked me to not spill anything on her bathrobe and to bring her home a slice of pizza. So I think she's completely happy.
You know, I share that. Similarly, my wife asked me to spend Valentine's Day with you. So
she actually encouraged you.
She encouraged it. You know, she was like, will you please not be here tonight? So yeah, I'm pretty sure she's cool with it. So do we have any questions that have popped up?
Oh, any plans for the Mikey's Easton location? It was really nice picking up a kid there. Any plans for?
Oh, at the
Mikey's Easton location.
Oh. Do we have any plans to do a location at Easton? At this point, no. But things change all the time. So I would say not yet. Not yet.
What do you got for us?
How about a shout out to the city of Columbus' birthday today, 210 years young.
Wow.
210 years young.
How did we not
Columbus.
know that the city of Columbus was celebrating its 210th birthday today?
That's a very romantic Valentine's Day for
is.
this great city of ours.
Is Columbus's birthday Valentine's Day? Obviously, right?
It must be. I mean, 209 is just not something to celebrate.
why celebrate
so
that?
210, they decided to celebrate it tonight.
Makes a lot of sense, you know.
By the Columbus collaboration.
By the poignant Columbus collaboration.
That's great.
Yeah. Everybody was
great.
waiting for us to celebrate.
What are your orders at each other's shops?
What are
our orders at each other's shops? Like, say, if I go to Hot Chicken Takeover.
I believe that's what they're
Oh,
saying.
God, okay, get ready. I always get the Holy, because if there's ever a hotter option, I will always take the hotter option. And I usually get a 2-piece, and I get the banana pudding as well, because, God.
Miss B. That's a good pudding.
God damn.
That is a good
Yeah.
pudding.
So that's what I get when I'm
I go spicy ass pep usually
Yeah.
at Mikey's.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like, why would I get something different?
That's not
if it
spicy.
ain't broke,
Right.
you know.
Old tradition.
Yeah. Lisa and I used to live at 5th and High.
Oh, yeah.
And so I ate a lot of Mikey's late night slice. Tacoed over and would be done by the time I got home. So
And you'd wake up and there'd just be a sauce and you'd be like, what happened?
it would be weird.
What happened last night?
Ruined a lot of pillowcases. That greasy pizza.
Like, everybody go give your pizza a look. Make sure that it's doing well right now. Ours is looking fantastic. I mean, those are admirable looking pizzas.
A lot of your modern ovens might have a clear window and a light that you could use.
Not this one.
Not this death trap.
No, that's
Is anything on fire yet? Like
not yet.
Like the last.
But
Yeah.
was that last year or 2 years ago or 2
I don't
times
know,
ago?
but about half of the pizza was
Yeah.
pretty.
It was
pretty charred.
Will you sell nugs at Hot Chicken Takeover?
Will we sell nugs at Hot Chicken Takeover? We do sell nugs at Hot Chicken Takeover. They are available.
inquiring minds want to know.
Inquiring minds at 54 Hot Chicken Takeover locations. Sorry,
What?
that's the Kroger sauce availability. Nugs are available at all of our restaurants. We also have a vegan ranch to accompany them. And so, yeah, they're delicious. Please come try them.
Sauce Boss Gang wants to know if we'll be putting Sauce Boss sauce on our pizza. Just stay tuned.
Is Sauce Boss available at 54 Kroger locations?
I am not sure. We'll have to ask the Sauce Boss gang. But yeah, perhaps.
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 What did you do for the Super Bowl?
What did we do
What
for
did
the
we
Super
do
Bowl?
for the Super Bowl? What did you do for the Super Bowl?
Aside from the team that we should be rooting for losing,
Yeah.
I did dishes and watched a concert at halftime.
So
What about you?
That's a good question. I sat at my house and I watched. So that's a really good. What did you think of the halftime show?
I thought the halftime show was excellent.
So did I. Like, that was fantastic.
I saw
saw
a funny joke about it today of everybody talking about finally appreciating that they have some musicians our age out there singing, and then you realize very quickly that we're old because that's like square in our demo.
You're like,
that
at
they're
least it's
playing
not
our
one of these
music.
old shows.
Yeah,
Like, you know, the Rolling Stones, and then you realize that
That
then
it
we're old.
is. It's a hell of a realization.
Then we're old.
Is that the timer?
That's the 10-minute mark. We're going to check on these now just to make sure. They might need a minute or two longer. You know what? I think these are just about ready to come out. Look at that. Those are some damn good looking pizzas. All right.
What do you need?
So we're going to grab our...
You have both
The
boxes?
way they came out is the way they or the way they went in is the way they should come out, right? So we're going to grab... you want to grab my little towel?
Grab your...
You want to grab my thing?
Ooh, team effort. There we go.
Yeah, that's
One
one.
pizza up. Oh, this is a heart that became a triangle.
Oh, man. Look
Look
at that.
at that masterpiece.
All right, so we're not going to do anything with these immediately because they do have to cool down. That's, I think, a common misconception about pizzas is that, you know, they're the best straight out of the oven. And I don't think they are. You know, I don't think almost any pizza is great straight out of the oven. I think it's almost better if you give it a minute or two to cool, and for everything to congeal just a little bit to come back together, and then either reheat it or have it after about 5 to 7 minutes. Once it's almost like letting a piece of meat rest. Same thing with a pizza. If you would go tearing ass into this right now, the cheese would be like soup in the middle, right? Everything would fall off in the middle. It's just way too hot, way too soupy. So you have to like a good piece of meat, you have to let your pizza rest.
I like my pizza ambient temperature.
Yeah. Next morning cold.
Next morning cold.
How's everybody doing, by the way? Do we have any pizza emergencies that we can address?
Any fires? Any horror stories?
Lindsay thought she saw fire, but it's no fire. So.
That's safe, Lindsay. Good work. So we're letting this cool down. You're also going to see, maybe it was because I inadequately spread my cheese, but you're going to see some of that warm paste rising right through, which is okay.
It's good. It's perfect.
It's going to settle right in.
I did get a message. Luckily, I was still wearing my watch. My wife just mentioned, she says, really, what do your wives think? And you said that. Frowny face. Gonna have to make up for that later. Actually, Rachel was a little bit sad that I wasn't at the house today to celebrate Valentine's Day, but I told her I'd make it up to her when her brother's in town a little bit later this week. So,
lovely.
I mean, Valentine's Day is a little bit, it's amateur. It's like New Year's Eve, It's the pros go out later or before.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
I'm not sure. How am I doing?
I'm not sure. I don't think you're doing great. Let's talk about the pizza.
All right, back to the pizza, everybody. Okay, so at this point, you want to do your other thing of ranch, right? You got your other thing of ranch. If you're so inclined to put more ranch on this masterpiece here.
So in the restaurants, we're letting the pizza cool down a little bit, and then we're doing a little swirly thing, which your staff those paisans kill it.
Yep. So I like to start in the middle.
Just for kicks, I'm just gonna do it on half this pizza.
You know what? That's you can put as much or as little on as you're so inclined to. Look at that.
That does not look nearly as good as your crew in the shop do.
No, that does not. Now, this is why I don't work in the shop much anymore, because I can't be trusted to do things correctly. Also, I'm very, very slow.
You know what I do when I go to the shop? Dishes.
Yeah, exactly.
I can just nail dishes every time.
I'm the best dish person. Okay, finally, here, grab your pickles. If you are a pickle fan. And I'm going to let you brag about these pickles here for a moment.
These are great pickles.
These are great pickles.
I mean, I've had a lot of pickles, and these pickles are my favorite. It's remarkable. It's just a solid dill pickle chip. Yep. The crinkle cut, little thick, and I don't know. I mean, this is usually I walk out of the restaurant with a sweet tea cup. I don't put pickles in my pocket. I put them in a sweet tea cup, and I walk out eating them because I think they're excellent.
With sweet tea in it?
Yeah. So when we serve this in the late night slice shops, it's basically like every slice gets a couple pieces of pickles.
Right.
I think the pickles add so much, so I go kind of extra pickle, and I cover this thing.
Yep.
Pickles on a pizza sounded weird a couple years ago.
Until you try it.
Now, pickles are on everything. You got pickled potato chips, which are a favorite in our household. Now, these are a little saucy, so if you don't want to get too crazy on pickle, just make sure you shake that out.
Yep. Shake a pickle.
Saw that coming. Saw that coming.
Like I was going to let that one go.
I know.
All right, all you pickle shakers out there. All right, finally now is the time that you've all been waiting for, is that we get to grab another drink. We grab another drink in anticipation of our next moment here, which is when we get to cut the pizza.
Get to cut the pizza. Should we be putting this back in the box, or we're just gonna
You're welcome to. Now, if you have
we're gonna eat it so quickly.
Yeah,
off
it
of
doesn't
this
matter for
table.
us. If you have a sensitive countertop and you're not on a cutting board, I would probably recommend that you put it on something that is not going to be cut. But like us, we're on a stainless steel table here. You got the pizza box. Use it if you'd like, right? Mm-hmm. So we do have a pizza cutter here. I'm going to let you have that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a knife here from the Late Night Slice kitchen.
I was gonna cut mine with a pocket knife.
Or if you just want to tear into it like a wild animal.
Oh man, I can feel the crust on the bottom of this thing.
I like to cut mine in eighths. And in a circular pizza, that is cut it in half again, cut it in half again, and then cut it in half one more time. And you have 8 slices.
I like to cut mine in an awkward amount of slices where every size is a little different.
You like to cut yours in 9.
In 9. I think I got 10. I got 10 out of this.
That is practically impossible. All right.
Prep myself. We got some extra ranch. Yeah? Can we move on to the next part?
Yeah. The next part is our favorite part, which is grab a slice. I'll grab this guy here. And enjoy. Look at that. Nice little.
Yeah, mine's a little dark on the underside.
Mine's a little light, but we had 2 pizzas in the oven, so.
All right, let's do this. All right, mute Mikey's, and I'll do the talking. So good.
We did it again.
Every time.
Every time. Old one take. That's what they call us.
Oh, take.
How was that? Was that reasonable
okay.
was that a reasonable amount of chewing? No?
You are a loud chewer.
I guess I didn't realize this until like
Yeah. Nobody wanted to
recently,
tell
right?
you because you're the boss.
I guess
Your
so.
name's on the sign.
Yeah,
but-
like, you know how many lunches I've ruined not knowing this? I'm like, how about a lunch? They're like, yeah, how about coffee? No, let's stick with happy hour, Mike. Okay? No eating on this one. All right. We want to see your pizzas, everybody. We want to see
throw 'em up.
what yours look like. So take a picture.
Hot Mikey's Takeover.
Hashtag Hot Mikey's Takeover. Like tag your pizzas because we want to see how you guys did with these. Like, I think we did a damn good job with these. I mean, these are some admirable looking pizzas. I want to see what yours look like. We want to see what you guys did. So show us your pizzas, and
Yeah.
and how about some shout outs at this point?
How about some shout outs? Let's first shout out the team here that's making this thing happen.
Yeah, absolutely. So shout out to Jason who's running the questions and everything right now. We got Andre here who's kind of the newest addition to the team. We got Bill and we got Scotty. So thank you guys for putting this all together.
David answering comments somewhere.
Yep.
And
the whole Late Night Slice team, thank you guys for doing what you do. Thank you guys for being so inclined to spend this evening with us. Aw, man, again. We're probably going to do this again in a year, so we recommend that you recommend joining us. A lot of recommendations.
A lot of recommendations.
So join us again. What else do we got? Do we have any? We got updates. We had everything else. Are we good? Our sauces are available on 54 Kroger's. Have we hit? Yeah, we're a little over. We're a little over.
A little over. Post your pics of your pizza, and thank you so much for joining us.
Enjoy your pies, everybody. This goes to the next couple weeks. So if you're not satisfied with the ones you made at home, get out to a Late Night Slice location, whether it be the casino or Cincinnati or any of the Columbus locations, and grab yourself some of this awesome collaboration. By the way, one thing we forgot to mention is that we have a charitable aspect to this. Every time you buy a slice, every time you buy a whole pie, we give some money and some product back to the Columbus Diaper Bank. So one of the coolest aspects of this thing is we give back. So shout out to the Columbus Diaper Bank. They do amazing things here in Columbus.
Amazing work in getting diapers to a lot of families that need them, that aren't covered by assistance. Huge problem in the community. And since the inception of this collaboration, I think we've given over what, like 100,000 diapers?
Hundreds of thousands diapers.
Gosh,
that
that's
we've
remarkable.
given. Yeah, by you guys coming out and getting this collaboration with us. So the charitable aspect to the evil empire here.
Thank you.
Bye,
We'll
everybody.
see you soon. Aw, hugs. Now you come up here and eat some pizza.
Come on, everybody.